Breaking right now, a dump truck slams into a South Jersey home, causing extensive damage. Video from Chopper 6 shows what appear to be tire marks in the grass for about a block before impact. The collision so powerful, walls on the opposite side of the home were blown out. Tuesday afternoon, I'm Sarah Bloomquist.
And I'm Brian Taft. The big story on Action News today is that crash at Woodbury Heights, Gloucester County. At this point, in part because of how precarious that situation is, no confirmed word on any injuries. Chopper 6 now live for what remains a very active scene here this afternoon. The crash happened about 1:30 today, the corner of Glassboro Road and Stratford Avenue. First responders have been working for hours to stabilize that structure.
Action News reporter John Paul is live on the ground at the scene. John, what are you hearing so far about this crash?
Yeah, Sarah, Brian, that dump truck is still in the house. I'm going to step out of the way because we got pretty close here, and you can see the back of that dump truck all the way inside of that house. You see firefighters here, first responders. Right now, we've been watching as they're trying to shore up that house because witnesses and neighbors are telling me that they believe the driver of that truck is still inside of that vehicle. We have been watching as they bring in pieces of wood and everything else. Now I want to show you the path that this large dump truck, which is full of sand or rocks, I'm going to tell you the path it took. You can see the tire tracks in the yard here. Now take a look. This is one house. Jumped over this driveway. Here's a third house. It broke through that utility pole, hit that curb over there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 houses in the front yards before it hit that 5th house. I was just talking to a man who was painting when the truck blew by him. He says it didn't look like the driver even tried to slow down. He thinks maybe the driver was unconscious because he crossed into oncoming traffic, went through these yards, and then crashed into the house. Now, I also talked to a woman who lives right next door. She was holding her baby going outside when she heard that crash. Here's what she told me.
So my son and I were walking out of our door. I heard a loud crash as we were coming out, and then next thing I know, there was a truck in our neighbor's yard, in his house. I heard my neighbor yelling, but the house was like starting to crumble, so we couldn't do anything.
And back out here live, this is a Chopper 6 because this is such an expansive scene, and you get a good look at that house and how it's kind of dilapidated now. It blew it right off of the foundation. It looks like a big gaping hole in the side where you see that dump truck still there, a fully loaded dump truck. I was talking to one witness who thinks he was going maybe 50 or 60 miles per hour when it blew through these yards and eventually hit that home. Now, one of the guys I was talking to after hearing the crash, he ran over to that house to see if anybody was inside, and that's when he heard the person who lives there, one person who was inside, heard them calling for help. They kind of crawled underneath and they saw him there. They say he was alert and was eventually taken out of that house. We don't know about the extent of injuries at this point, but he says the man was talking. He was an older gentleman, and he seemed to be in good spirits, so we're going to try and get an update on his condition. We are expecting to get an update from police, but that is the latest as we have it here live in Woodbury Heights. John Paul, Channel 6 Action News. Brian, Sarah?
All right, John, we have just gotten word that the person in that dump truck, we're hearing from authorities, is alive.